Alright, so here's an interesting little device. I just finished doing the drum tracks for Vesication's new full-length album, and for a very long time we've had these vintage sort of electronic synthesizer toms in the garage that we rehearse in. So I don't know, I figured we'd try them out for this album, get some of those old school laser gun tom sounds going. So luckily everything still works. Now the cool thing about these is, so you got your two tom pads and then your drum brain, so to speak, there, except it's not a drum brain like we're used to nowadays, which has samples that play back. What actually happens here is it synthesizes the drum sounds according to whatever settings you've got on there. So right now I've got it on my setting that I made. I want it to sound as fat and cheesy as possible. So this is what we've got sounding like. Right? But yeah, it can also make a couple other kinds of sounds. So this is the unit. It actually comes with this little guide card that can slip right over the knobs just to help you get some sample sounds going. So let's see here. There's 3 presets on this card. There's acoustic, percussion, and electric sound. So let's see what kind of acoustic sound we can come up with. So I'll just follow this guide card thing, set everything according to it. Okay, so what's that sound like? I wouldn't call it acoustic, but that's a pretty cool sound, I guess. Now let's try the percussion sound. That's another preset on this card. Okay. That's pretty cool, I guess. Now the sound I first went for is the one called electric sound. I figured it would be exactly what I'm looking for. In fact, it's what I started with and kind of tweaked to my liking. There was a couple aspects to this sound that I didn't like. So let's just bring that back. Yeah, that's the electric sound, so to speak. Not so fond of that white noise impact, but it is what it is. Vintage 80s. So let's just play with some of the knobs here. Attack setting. Seems to add a kind of a transient to the hit. Here's decay. So that's the length of your hit. There's a control for noise. So I guess that would be that wash of white noise behind the drum hit. Kind of sounds like a high pass filter, actually. Then we have bend, which I think it must be that "too" kind of sound it does. Wow. Oh, fuck yeah. That's cool. I'm gonna play with that later. Tune, that would be the pitch, I assume. Oh, okay, getting carried away with that. There's another noise knob. This one's called tone/noise. So that must be like the ratio between the note pitch and the white noise. That's all white noise. That's all note pitch. So I'm on all note pitch now. Wow, that's pretty fucking crazy. Doesn't that sound great? Well, anyway, I guess there's a million sounds in this thing. It's pretty cool. Drum synthesis, 1980s. TAMA. Very cool.